Hi, welcome back to Mouse People. My name is Maria and I'm so glad that you joined me today. We have a very exciting topic today. It is a pin haul from our recent trip to Walt Disney World, and I'm so excited to share with you what pins we got. So I'm anxious to get started. I hope you can grab yourself a mug of hot tea and join me, and let's get started and talk Disney. Make some room back there. All right, well, I wanted to show you, first of all, the shirt that I'm wearing today is a LuLaRoe shirt. I think this style is called the Randy. I like this style because it doesn't, it gives you a nice room in the shoulders. Sometimes shoulders are cut like junior cut or different cuts and they don't fit right in the shoulders. So it's a pretty comfortable cut. And LuLaRoe had some Mickey and Minnie designs and some of the other characters too. So I got this from a local lady that does them. So it's not my usual colors. It's kind of pastel, but it's a comfortable shirt to run around in and run errands in and still have a little bit of Disney. So just wanted to share that with you. And now let's talk Disney pins. So I have some fun pins to show you. Not exactly pins, but something fun I wanted to show is on our trip, we got our pass holder magnets, and this is Pluto. These we picked up from Epcot, and I wasn't sure how this would work because this was the first time that we ever picked up magnets, but you go into Mouse Gear in Epcot and they actually had cast members standing there with iPads and little scanners, and they scanned our magic band and then we got our magnets. So that was fun. I've seen people pick them up before and didn't know how that worked, and that's how it worked. So it was very easy. We also got another item that it's actually a button, and we visited the DVC lounge in Epcot. They have a lounge for vacation club members, and there's seating. They have Coke Freestyle machines there. There's outlets to charge your phones. There's iPads there. There's a little section with video games, and there's a little TV with cartoons. And once in a while they'll come around with little bags of chips and animal crackers. So it's a nice place to kind of step away from the crowds and get a little refreshment. And it's located kind of behind the Figment ride. You have to like check in and then go upstairs. And they were giving out these A Lifetime of Magic Dream It Forward Disney Vacation Club member. So that's kind of fun to add something to our collection. Are you ready to see some pins? So the first thing I'd like to show you is the resort that we stayed in, because I do have a board where I keep a pin or two or three from each of the resorts that we've stayed in. And so this is the first one that I would like to show you today, and it is Mickey, and he is on the star for the All-Star Resorts. And this pin is an open edition pin, and it says All-Star Resorts, or Disney's All-Star Resorts. I was kind of surprised because Disney makes so many specific items. I thought that they might have one specific to All-Star Movies, which is where we stayed. However, they didn't. They just have one all-encompassing Disney's All-Star Resorts, because there's All-Star Music, Movies, and Sports. But that's okay. I'm happy that it had Mickey on it, and I'm glad to add this pin to our board for resorts. I have another pin that was specific to our experience, and this is a limited edition pin, and it's a limited edition of 2,500, and this is the Spring Break pin starring Timon and Pumbaa, and you can see that it is a pin-on-pin. And I can take it off of the backer card, let you see the back of it. It's our first trip that we've been on during spring break, so I was pretty excited and decided to get the pin. We found it at Animal Kingdom. And I can show you the back. It has the Mickey waffling in the limited edition size. And this is interesting, it has one pin back, and there's also some of that gummy stuff. They must have been using that. I've never noticed that on a pin before, but they must have been holding the pin so they didn't like sway, because it is a larger pin. It's kind of heavy. But anyways, just an interesting observation. So the Spring Break pin, it is dated Spring Break 2019, and I thought, oh, that's a neat way to commemorate our our trip. So what I'm thinking of doing is making a 2019 pin board, and I'll show you, I got a special postcard. I'll show you that in another Disney Haul video. And I'm thinking of making that the centerpiece and then putting all of our event pins from 2019 that we attended around the central 2019 postcard. And because the Timon and Pumbaa doesn't really fit into a specific collection that I have, however, it is a collection to just have pins of events that you've attended. So that's kind of my plan right now. Which leads me to my next pin that I'd like to share with you. This is from the Epcot, the 2019 Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival. And this is Mickey and Friends Seed Company. And this is a limited release pin, so it isn't a certain number of pins, but it will be out for a limited amount of time. And I really like the colors and the pin on pin and the size. Let me take it off the backer card and you'll get to see this gorgeous rose gold color. And it's just really, I think, unique. I don't see a lot of pins with this color. So very, very nice. I'm very excited for that pin. I think Mickey is really cute in that pin as well. They had a lot of items with this particular logo of Mickey Mouse on their shirts and cups and mugs and different items, so that was really neat. I did purchase another pin from the Flower and Garden Festival. I was not planning to get this pin when we went there. I had looked at the merchandise online and it wasn't on my list, but when I saw it in person, I just got it. I thought it was so cute. It is Minnie Mouse and she's watering the flowers, and I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but the flowers are almost like a rubberized element. So they're raised and it's just so neat. Like, something about the colors just really pops when you see it in person. And I'll take this off. This is a limited edition pin, and let's see, the sticker price on this one was $17.99, and the Mickey one was $15.99, and we do use our annual pass holder discount, which gets us 20% off, so that is very helpful. So the Minnie Mouse pin, you can see all the dimension in there, and the back has 2 pin posts, and it's a limited edition of 4,000. So very nice. So really cute. And again, this was a popular with a lot of the merchandise. They had watering cans and cups, service cups, and a lot of different things with a similar picture to Minnie watering the flowers. So I'm very excited. So those things I think I might add to like a 2019 pin board. Okay, next up, I would like to show you an open edition pin. And this is Mickey for his 90th, and it says, "Let's celebrate." I really adore the Mickey's 90th merchandise. I like Mickey's bow tie. I like how they've drawn him. And when I first saw this pin, I actually thought it was a version of It's a Small World, but I think it's really supposed to be his birthday cake. I know at Disneyland they have like an amazing cake. And the colors are a little different than the other Let's Celebrate pins, but I decided I wanted to add that to my collection so that I could have all the open edition pins that match Mickey's birthday. So it's really nice. There's a lot of detail to look at. Okay, another open edition pin that I would like to share with you goes with a specific collection I have. I have a collection of the Pirates of the Caribbean, the dog scene where the dog is holding the keys in his mouth. And so this pin was recently released, and it says, "Here comes trouble." And look at who it is. Oh, it's Pluto. Isn't he great? And he's running, and he's got the keys in his mouth, and he's the pirate dog. And this will fit in absolutely perfect with that collection because it is, I have several of Pluto as the dog. They actually had a plush of Pluto holding the keys in his mouth, and I was really tempted, and I held off this time, but it was really sweet. So this is a great pin to add to that pretty specific collection. The next pin I got is an open edition pin as well. And we had a great time this time. One of the rides that we rode, it wasn't the first time we've ridden it, but we rode on the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. We did have a fast pass for it. And it was just fun, and I'm enjoying the Seven Dwarfs, and so I decided to get the pin. I think attraction pins are a lot of fun, and this particular one has the movement, and I love it because the ride, that's one of the features of the ride, is that the mine train cars have movement to them in addition to, you know, going forward and backwards. The mine train cars have movement. So I thought this was a lot of fun, this pin. And this pin actually has 2 pin posts. They're super close together. Let me pull it off. I'll show you the back of it. This is what the back of it looks like. And then you can see that the mine train car moves around it. So a really fun pin. And I like to see Dopey and Grumpy on there. That's really fun. So it's an attraction pin and a great memory. Another attraction pin that I purchased this trip was this from, it's a Small World. It says smile, it says happiness and friendship. And I love that it has the Small World clock face on it. But what really also drew me to this pin was the beautiful colors. It just reminds me of kind of what the Small World ride stands for, which is kind of unity and celebrating different cultures, but all having some things in common. And that's kind of what a rainbow is to me too. Just all the differences and looking beautiful together and happiness and enjoyment. And so I definitely liked this pin. I don't have a big Small World pin collection, but I do have 1 or 2 others. So this pin just spoke to me about the happiness and the just kind of the world and cultures and stuff. So it was meaningful to me this time. Okay, I have another open edition pin I'd like to share with you. And I was very excited to get this pin. This is from Toy Story Land, and it is the Alien Swirling Saucers. That is such a fun ride. It's not a really long ride, but it's very fun. Just the music, even the cue, the actual ride and how the movement is. And the aliens and how the alien is kind of driving your little car and you're attached to it, but it like swings around. It's a really fun ride, and our family has a really good time on that ride. And I have a new love for the little green aliens, so I knew that this was a pin I wanted to commemorate that ride and our fun time at Toy Story Land. We got to go to Toy Story Land and to Disney's Hollywood Studios during a DVC, a Disney Vacation Club members Moonlight Magic event. So we got a little spoiled. We had very short lines where we got to ride this one and Slinky Dog Dash, Tower of Terror, and more. So it was a really fun event, and we were very blessed to get to experience that. So I got this pin. All right, the next pin is actually one that I got for my son, Abe. He found this pin and he was very excited because it was the only pin like this one that he could find, and that felt more special when you didn't see like the whole rack of them. And so we got this pin, even though the card is a little damaged up. That's okay, he's gonna take it off and put it on his pin board. But it has oops, let me read it. It's Beware the Yeti. And he liked it, and I agree, because it's almost like a little cartoon, and the Yeti's on there, and we have a couple different Mickey Mouses as he has different reactions to the Yeti. And Abe and I ride Expedition Everest together, and we waited and requested the first seat, the first row. Whoa, you like stop, that's the one where the Yeti has like busted the tracks, and you go right up to that. And when you're in that front row, there's not like, you know, Splash Mountain, you have like an extra part, and then there's the Brer Rabbit on the front. this ride, it's like, boom, that's the end. So you are in the front row and you are just right on the edge with those broken tracks, and then you start going backwards. So it's quite a thrill, and we really enjoy that ride together. And so this is a great pin to commemorate the ride and that experience that we've enjoyed together. Okay, another pin that I purchased, this one is actually going to be for a gift, but it is the 2019 Walt Disney World pin, and it has Mickey Mouse and the Disney Castle. And what a nice backer card. It says 2019. So this one isn't for me to keep, although it is a great pin, so it might be a nice one to add to my 2019 board. So we'll see how that works out, but it was purchased actually for a gift. All right, I have one more of the open edition pins to share with you. And this is a pin that Abraham saw and purchased for his dad. And that is so sweet. And it is Goofy, and it says that he is the world's greatest dad. Which is perfect, because Goofy is a great dad with Max. During the DVC Moonlight Magic, they had like a DJ and a dance party, and Max and Goofy and Chip and Dale as like the Rescue Rangers were part of the dance party, so that was fun to see. This is a pin-on-pin, which is really nice. So what a great pin, and it was very sweet that it says, gosh darn Goofy. Clueless classic. So it's got some nice details on it, and what a sweet gift from Abraham to his dad. So those are the pins that I actually purchased while we were there, but I do have a few pin trades to share with you. What we like to do is have our Go Pin Pro. We have a small one, and we keep pins in it that we're willing to trade. And then when we just ask a cast member, can we see your lanyard or your pins that they wear on like their belt, and they'll hold it out. And unfortunately, a lot of them are scrappers, so sometimes at a glance you can tell. But we did find several wonderful pins, and we're so excited. So I'd like to show you those now. This is the one I'm probably one of the most excited about. It is Mickey, and it's the 90th with the ribbon on the top, and I can't believe it. These were just recently released, and we were very excited to find this. And here, I'll give you a look at the back. We found this on a cast member lanyard in Animal Kingdom Park. So we're very excited to find that hidden Mickey. We found another recently released hidden Mickey pin. Let me pull the back off. And these are, I think they're called the Darling Duos. And I couldn't believe it. This one was also from a cast member lanyard in Animal Kingdom Park. We got Gus and Jacques. And the cast member had some pins that were turned backwards on the lanyard, so all you could see was the rubber Mickey back. And we said, well, how do we know what those pins are? And he said, well, I'll give you some Disney trivia, and if you answer it correctly, I'll turn them around. So we said, okay, we'll try. And he said, name 10 movies that have only one word in the title. 10, that was a lot. So we were like Frozen, Mulan, Up, and we were trying to list all of them. And they gave us a couple minutes, so it wasn't a rush. And so we had fun playing that little trivia game. And then the cast member turned them around, and I was like, yes, we'll definitely take that one. So that was a lot of fun. I like that's one of the fun interactions with the pin trading with the cast members. It's nice. Here was another hidden Mickey on a cast member, and this is a pretty recent. This is an ice cream cone, and it's like Mickey Mouse. We really were blessed to find so many Mickey, because he's, you know, my favorite guy, and I would most like to find him. So that was exciting to find him in the ice cream cone, and also the gift. We found another hidden Mickey. This one is a baking sheet of cookies, and it is nice colors, very cute. I have the bowls also, so that will fit in with that collection. And there it is. Another one that was just newly released is Big Thunder Mountain. Look at that. It's got a lot of different beautiful shades of brown, very natural colors, and the hidden Mickeys up in the top. So this was another one that was just recently released. There you can see the back. So very exciting. All right, another pin that we traded for. This was a mystery one. Abraham didn't pick this one. I think he picked like the box number or whatever, and then whatever was in it was the pin he got. And so this is Duffy the Bear, and he is dressed up as Dreamfinder, Figment's buddy. And so Abraham really liked it, even though he wasn't aware of who Dreamfinder was. And there's the back of it. And one more to show you that was a trade. I believe this is actually from a lanyard set, but it's a classic. Can't go wrong with Mickey and Goofy. And you can see the back. I'll leave the pin back on it. We're happy to find pins that just aren't scrappers, because there's so many, and that we're interested in adding to our collections. I guess that's part of the fun, is doing the hunt, or never knowing what you're gonna find, and then finding some amazing ones that are just released. So that was a lot of fun for us. It's just another little side thing to do, keep the pins tucked in our bag, and then we can enjoy just checking out what pins the cast members are wearing. It adds a little excitement to everything as you're walking around. So I hope you enjoyed the pin haul. Did you have a favorite pin? I don't know that I could pick a favorite. It's really difficult. I think the spring break pin is pretty neat, because it kind of sums up our whole, that we were able to have a spring break together, and we're very blessed to have that opportunity. So that might be my favorite one from today's haul. And do you plan on adding any of these pins to your collection, or any of those on your wish list? Please let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing so you don't miss out any content. But thank you so much for joining me, and smile and have a great week.